Greetings, Earthlings. I have another update from the Absurdium for you. I was going to cover the Israeli response to the military build-up in the Sinai, but that story, quite frankly, pales in significance to this story in the Middle East which is entitled Gaza Medics Killed by Israel Found Handcuffed and Shot in Mass Grave. Israel forces are accused of executing 15 responders who were found buried under their crushed ambulances. "15 humanitarian workers went missing last week after responding to a distress call from civilians being attacked by Israeli forces. The workers include 8 paramedics from the Palestinian Red Cross Society, 6 members of the Palestinian Civil Defense Search and Rescue Teams, and 1 UN staff member. They were found over the weekend in a mass grave with around 20 multiple gunshots in each of them, according to Mahmoud Bassal, spokesperson for the Palestinian Civil Defense in Gaza. At least one of them had their legs bound, another was decapitated, and a third topless," he added. Ashraf Nasser Abu Labda was among the paramedics killed. "My son volunteered to help the wounded. He did not receive a salary. He loved his work and was dedicated to it," his mother told Middle East Eye. The Israeli army said that the second war was not against Gaza. "They claimed it was a war targeting terrorists," she said, "but they are treacherous. They have no honor, no word, no pact, no agreements, no integrity. They do not respect any laws or customs." Abu Labda's brother said that his slain sibling was not carrying a weapon, but was carrying a stretcher to rescue people. Holding his infant nephew, the brother told MEE, "What is this child's fault that he must grow up without his father?" Most brutal massacre. The Palestinian Health Ministry said some of the bodies were found with their hands tied and with wounds to their heads and chests. Israeli occupation forces brutally, savagely executed the civil defense teams, spokesperson Bassel said. He added the humanitarian workers were buried in a mass grave 2 or 3 meters deep in an attempt to conceal the crime. This grave was located just meters from their vehicles, indicating the Israeli occupation forces removed the victims from the vehicles, executed them, and then discarded their bodies in the pit, he said. This scene represents one of the most brutal massacres Gaza has witnessed in modern history. The Health Ministry condemns the Israel forces for the heinous crime and calls for an international investigation. The PRC said it was devastated by the killings of its paramedics who were targeted by the Israeli occupation forces whilst performing their humanitarian duties. Jonathan Whittle, a head of UN's Humanitarian Affairs Office in Palestine, said the mass grave was marked with the emergency light from one of the crushed ambulances. The killings are the single deadliest attack on Red Cross, Red Crescent workers anywhere in the world since 2017, according to the International Committee of the Red Cross. I mean, I'm just finding this hard to even take in. I will obviously link the article for you to read for yourselves, but I mean, one of them was decapitated. At some point, you have to accept that this clearly isn't an accident. They're now up to something like 1,200, 1,300 medical workers that have been killed. That's as many as the total that were believed to have been killed on October the 7th, and we know that a lot of them now were friendly fire. This is beyond barbarism. This is this is just straight up evil now, and it's completely indefensible. That's a summary execution. They decapitated somebody. I just don't see how we can trust our leaders when they're complicit in this. They're arming them. They're giving them political cover. This is evil now. I mean, if you keep knocking on hell's door, eventually Satan will open it. And I want to be clear, I'm agnostic. I'm not a religious man. But they're summoning Satan. And if anybody ever says to my face that Israel has a right to defend itself, I will punch you in the face and I will claim self-defense.